All right, all right. I think we are live. Welcome to Drama Free Gaming. It is what it says and it says what it is. This is End Time once again here on DFG podcast, and I just want to get the rant out the way, the normal introductions here before we introduce who is on tonight, the usual cast of suspects. Want to thank each and every one of you for just hanging out, whether you're catching this on replay on anchor.fm or anywhere you listen to your podcast. Go check us out at DFG Podcast. You can just look that up. You'll see my mug show up on there. It's not that difficult. And of course, here on Drama Free Gaming on YouTube.com. With us, both of my brothers from another mother. We got Dark Knight Jay. What's going on? Talk to these people.
Whoa. Did you actually screw up my name?
I said Dark Knight Jay.
Am I Dark Knight?
You're Dark Knight on this screen until you change it.
Oh, well.
Don't start, okay? Don't start. We gonna skip Dark Knight because he's having an issue tonight introducing himself. He wants to just start this fight with me early because he's got something to get off his chest. So we're gonna skip him and we're gonna go to Henyo. What's going on, Henyo?
Hey, what's up, man? How you guys doing?
Okay, for your sake, Jay, we're gonna come right back. Let's try this again. Talk to these people, Jay.
Let's reset. Just start the show all over.
Oh my! Well, we can't. A little too late for that. Yeah.
Well, you can't blame us for not being entertaining, guys. We're out here, and like we tell you, week after week, podcast after podcast, we're just the average Joes, just friends, just hanging out with the gamers, with the common sense. I think I'm gonna put that in the tag. We're just gamers with common sense. There's a lot of news, things to touch upon. We definitely don't want to be an echo chamber, a parrot, and repeat all the stuff that's out there and people losing their mind and don't know what to do and just threw common sense out the window. But we just gonna give you two straight. So Jay said what's up, Henyo said what's up. We gonna jump into what do you want to say? Go ahead. Say what you gonna say.
Well, okay. First off, I gotta fire this brother up first.
You gonna fire me up?
I ain't saying no names, but I sent this brother an article on Sunday, and the message I got back from this brother: don't you ever send me an article like that again.
It was from a particular person who is on YouTube, and again, we're about that drama free. I'm not gonna name people on this podcast. You can beg me, plead me. I'm not all about that, because people do what they do, and whether they do it for clicks, it's their career, whatever, they think they're funny, whatever it is. But yeah, I told Jay, I said, listen, don't ever send me anything, no video, no article, no nothing from this person. I don't want to know. This is a willful, ignorant person. That's just bottom line. Ain't got no sense about him. Just thinking about him just boils my blood a bit because I can't take when you work on stupidity, but you're working on it, like you're working on being stupider than you are already, and I can't deal with that willful ignorance. And then to think he's got thousands of followers and people leaving comments and stuff, and I'm like, this guy's just an echo chamber. He's parroting what everyone else is saying. He does not have like his own opinion. He doesn't do no research. You can tell by the videos he puts out, and he thinks he's funny, and he's not. And I personally don't like him. I don't like tuning into morons. So that's just me. Yeah, I got a bit fired up about it because and Jay was like, okay. I know he was laughing. But
it was drama.
I'm sorry. I just, Jay had to throw it out there right up in the forefront in the beginning. Guys, we have 340 subscribers. It's cool. Listen, I'm just going to say it again. We do this for fun. We're gamers. It's a hobby. But if you happen to catch this podcast, you're going to listen to a couple of guys just talking about things and probably giving you the common sense perspective, because you got people out here that are, they are alarmist. They want to look at things and they want to point out, oh, this is going to happen now. And what are you going to do? There's going to be a shortage of Xbox, a shortage of PlayStation, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And it's like, do you think grandma or mom or dad, when this holiday season, they walk into Best Buy's, GameStop, wherever they're going to get these machines, that they're going to ask these high-minded, quote-unquote, questions of, oh, which one has the most teraflops? Which one has the SSD, that makes games run, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to ask none of that. They don't know none about that. They're going to look at the price. They're going to look at their wallet. And they're going to say,
look at the flyer.
Exactly. Or they're probably going to take the advice of the, the dude in GameStop who's still going through puberty and is a fanboy of one or the other. And he'll say, yeah, you should get this one because this is the one that I play with my brother in the basement in my mom's house. And then that's what they're going to get. That's the bottom line. And so, to make videos and to kind of like put out these alarms and quote unquote, you're not educating if you're not telling people how to solve the issue. Like bring it down to like not even the kindergarten level, bring it down to like VPK level. Tell people, listen, this is the solution. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know how you guys feel about it, but that's just how I roll. That's how I do.
Go ahead, Henny. I'm gonna let you get in on this.
I don't have that drama in my life, honestly. I barely interact with people. If anything, my one grind is I don't have enough friends that I connect with.
Same here.
Online. Yep. That is, I talk to you guys. I have coworkers that I talk to, but as far as like, the interaction part, the whole, I don't know, the getting together on Friday or, the hooking up online is kind of, it's flat. I miss that party time, that party chat time, and it's just that lack of, I don't know if everyone's just, it looks, when I look at my friends list playing, it just feels like everyone's playing a different game.
Mm-hmm.
No one's together playing, it's when the division came out, you saw some of that, everyone was playing one game, but I think everyone's just, they've done playing with their multiplayers, and now they're looking back at their library and going, now's the time for me to finish this game real quick, and everyone's gone their separate ways. It's like when you come out of school and everyone's just gone. I don't have, it's like all your friends in school, all of a sudden the schoolyard is empty and you just don't have no one to hang out with, no one to talk to, no one to chill with. And, that's my one big gripe. It just feels like, everyone's gone home after school, and there's nothing to do.
You think people are fatigued? Like you mentioned like multiplayer, you mentioned the division. We've talked about division here plenty of times, but yeah, that was one game that I was playing and grinding, and then I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm just fatigued, and then what is there to play?
Right, and for the most part, you could play a game, you could play separate games, but be in a party together, still
Right.
chatting. There's been times I'm playing one game, my other friend is playing the division and stuff, but that feeling of being invited to a party, hey, come to the party chat, let's hang out. That's almost non-existent on the PlayStation for me. I rarely get any conversations on the PS4. On the Xbox Live system, yeah, I have friends there, and but I can't remember the last time somebody invited me to a party and said, hey, join the conversation over here. Maybe it's me, I don't know, but it just feels like everyone's gone their own separate ways online, and they're doing their thing, they're playing, and maybe we need that one multiplayer game. Maybe there's too many multiplayer games, and if you don't fit that mold, you're not going to be invited to the party.
Yeah. I think we should start something up as far as, and you make a good point there, and I agree with you 100% as far as, you don't necessarily have to be playing the same game. But the party chat, like making a conscious effort to connect with people, especially now during this quote unquote pandemic, but especially
not
that
even
we
get
not
started.
able to go out and about and this and that, getting together, getting in that party chat and just hanging out. I know you and I hung out a couple of weeks ago up to like the wee hours in the morning. I didn't even know what time it was. And when I looked, it was like almost 4. And we were just in a chat and you was doing your thing and I was doing my thing.
Yeah, that is maybe it's my friends. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just, and I have plenty of friends on, and it's not just, one timers that you invited to a game and all of a sudden, they added you as a friend. I have
Right.
real friends on Xbox Live, and the conversations are few. And,
Right.
usually I'll initiate. I'm that guy. You know me. I'm more, I'll feed the squirrels in the park. I'll feed the pigeons.
Oh, you got to
I'm the nice guy.
squirrel out there, man.
Yeah, I'll leave food for the rats.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's the
No.
greatest?
There's no. Don't read too deep into that. There's nothing meant
Right?
by that. It's just, I'm really nice guy. I really am.
What's the greatest? What's the greatest challenge then, Jay? Like for you to be able to, connect and just be on, or is it just something that sometimes we go into like hermit mode? Like, what's your take on that?
As far as that is concerned, I think sometimes we get caught up in life and we kind of taper off from the things that we used to do, because we did have a Friday night, as Hanyo said, it would be without fail.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't matter what we played: Rainbow Six Siege, Paladins, Division. Like, it was one point we were playing Division, and we had like 9 people, so everybody had to go to their separate games.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if somebody needed help, one person would jump and go run over there and help them. I mean, it was so cool. And then it just tapered off. People got lives, so I can understand that. But I think the gaming industry is being saturated with crap. And when you get an oversaturation of just bad stuff, you don't want to game no more. You're just like, you know what? It's rinse and repeat. I don't want to do that anymore. So back to the point of going to the backlog. That's when you just go, you know what? Ain't nobody playing nothing I want to play anyway. So I'm just gonna go back here and play these games I want to play.
Right. It's just like, when Enya was talking about getting in the chat, is, you forget that you can actually do that, get in a chat, hang out with your friends, play your individual games, jump in, jump out and whatnot. But you make the point also that I remember, we used to jump on and be 8, 9, 10 deep in one game, and we would take turns, switch out parties, do our things. And it was fun. And I think that once people tapered off and started, just not playing the game no more or doing other things or whatnot, then we wouldn't even just get together just for the sake of getting together. And I think that's where Henyo's going with that. Just to be able to get on, hear somebody, maybe share what's going on in the week. I mean, that's the reason why I do this podcast, to be honest. If I don't do this podcast, I'm not going to really connect, purposefully with anyone unless someone hits me up. Someone says, "Hey, I'm on, you want to jump on?" And sometimes, to be honest, I'm like, I could be on, but I don't really want to. And I just kind of like want to like seclude. But we do need that. We do need that as just as gamers and whatnot, to be able to get in a chat and to be able to have that, that fellowship, that time to just hang. I mean, it ain't like we going anywhere and doing anything. We're probably sitting at home in our underwear, just scratching our belly button. And, not that I'm doing that. I'm just saying.
Hold on. You're not going to hit me with Al Bundy syndrome.
No, we're not. We're not doing any of that. Well, talk about just sitting around and whatnot. Have any of you been playing anything interesting?
Hold on. Before we walk away from this topic, I got something I need to say.
Oh, this brother's got to say something? Go ahead.
Before now, guys, we all hit on more or less communication in gaming. And, sometimes we all got to make a little bit more effort to get out there and communicate in game. You know what? I raise a hoorah to that one. But people, I want to talk about something here. And it made me stop even wanting to do gaming for a while, and it's trash talk. Now, here's the thing. To you two older gentlemen, you guys came up in the arcade era. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's safe to say.
Yeah, that is real safe to say.
So, tell me an experience. You don't have to get all deep. When you went to the arcade and you were like, "Yo, I'm not," and you started talking, them gums were flapping, and you were heated, and you was like, "Yo, nah, this dude just ain't gonna beat me like that," or whatever the case may be. But then you just left it at the game. You took it no further than the game.
Right.
You know, can any one of you give any experience like that?
I mean, I think it was part of the experience. You know, playing games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. You know, those are games that, you know, you roll up onto the arcade machine, you come with your roller quarters, you put them up on the dash. You know, that's how you saved your spot that you was next. And if you got beat, you walked away, you licked your wounds, you came back another day, maybe. But if you was top dog and you was playing and you was doing your thing, yeah, it was part of like the adrenaline rush. That's just how I saw it. I experienced it. But I don't think there was ever any animosity that I experienced from anyone. I'm not a big trash talker. I don't talk trash. For me, it's like, you know, if you suck, I'll just tell you one time and that's it. But you know, I don't persistently need to trash talk playing video games. Now, playing sports, it's another thing. You know, I'm highly competitive in my particular sport, and I talk trash to get into the psyche of my opponent. Not that was something that I needed to do because I got skills, but it was fun. It came with the territory. But that was my experience in a nutshell. I don't know if Henya wants to comment on that.
Yeah. Being a single player minded guy, I was really never into, the whole Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat scene in the arcade. There was, the centipede and the millipede and the missile command challenges of my days, but it was nothing that you kind of beat your chest to. Probably when the consoles got involved, that's when it got more competitive, because in the arcade you kind of spent your quarter and you were done, and that game usually lasted at most 10 minutes. You can't be in your session in an arcade would be 10 minutes or less, and next. So there was no real like a chance to like really get hyped up for the against the guy you're playing. It was always someone next. Versus the console, you kind of settled in and you could say, challenge me again right here, with the console. There was no quarters to worry about.
Right.
And again, because I was a single player guy, I would never really like engage in like going down to 42nd Street and go play, the Street Fighter guys in the amusement, what was back then the amusement park arcade, and just challenge people. I was never into that scene, but nonetheless, yeah, in any competitive situation, you kind of raise the irie, and there is a little bit of smack talk, which is always good. I as long as you don't, there's been idiots in my days that is just like, why did I ever play you?
Right. right. There's people that take it like to heart, like it's a life and death. This is my rep. Like they're gonna be invited to some sort of like final invitational somewhere in Vegas or something. They're gonna like compete for a pot of like money or something like that. Nah, that's I never experienced that.
Yeah, I've crossed that path once or maybe once or twice, but it was it was just a total stranger or whatever. It was never really someone that it was like we were constantly battling against each other.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you my story, then I'm gonna wrap this up. I came up in a very heavy competitive arcade scene.
See?
Our mall, Eastland Mall, had an arcade in it called Mind Boggle, which was a premier arcade back in the day, because if it was a Capcom testing site. So like a lot of the Capcom CRT arcade games would come out there, and a lot of top fighters would, you'd be out there, you game hard. So I came up in an environment where it was legitly, if you got hit on some BS, you was hot, but you had to move aside.
Mm.
And as much as but a lot of people would tell you, bro, you need to calm that down. You got smoked. You need to go cool off. And I came up from the era of, and I seen men and women do it. But nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, grow up. You living in the world of a console. If somebody's harassing you, trashing you, stop crying. Block, report, delete.
Yeah,
seriously.
Right. Yeah, in the arcade days, you couldn't block, delete, or report. You had to deal with the situation on hand.
Right, it was in your grill.
Or loser, or you were on the bad end of a losing. You kind of you were either gonna go in talking shit or just step off and just
Right.
So all this whining and complaining. This person said something bad to me. Really? Like ain't nobody said nothing bad. My own mama knocked me upside the head and called me name. Guess what? I dealt with it.
Right.
And you guys have an escape plan. Block, report, delete. Seriously.
You should put that on a t-shirt. Block, report, delete.
Just for the record, I notoriously block users in Call of Duty that snipe.
There you go. There you go. Well, it's there.
If you are I forgot what they used to call them, campers, sniper type guys.
Yeah, they camp.
Campers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I knew they were just camping out. Oh, I would block you so fast. Snipers in general, I never really liked the sniping mechanism.
Well, it's in the game though. Yeah. You can't be mad for it being in the game.
No, but not if you camping on a spot and you're waiting for people to respawn. I mean, that's an issue with the game. But if you're gonna use that to rack up 50 kills because you know where the spawn point is and the game is broken, that's just not, I ain't want to exploit a game. I just don't do it because I don't find no fun doing that.
Right. It's like it's just like getting a $1 million cheat code in which you got $1 million. Now what?
Right.
And I'll allude some to that later on, but
yeah.
It's I don't know. It's just me. It's just I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's like what Jay said, and Jay put it on a shirt. What is it? Block. Say it again.
Block, report, delete.
Block, report, delete. Put it on the shirt, brother. I'm serious. Block, report, delete.
I mean, seriously, I get it. There are some foul people out here, and if you are 10 years old and you out here cussing like you belong on the sailor ship, if you was my child, I'd break you a neck.
But brother, let me tell you something. Let me jump into that one since we're gonna talk about that, right? Because that was during our time. Okay, we some gray heads and we talking about this. That was back in the days. But now you got a bunch of it's a bunch of cowards because they're talking about, oh, you don't want to say anything that's gonna hurt anyone's feelings. We got to create these safe spaces, and you can't argue with no one. You can't, everybody has to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. And you get a trophy for just showing up. No one loses. Everyone's a winner, and you get a trophy for just participating. And that, unfortunately or fortunately or however you feel, has entered the gaming space. And you get the same thing out here where sometimes you have these rules made up by these bodies of individuals who don't even play games, or if they do play games, is these kumbaya games. It's all it is.
What's a kumbaya?
Holding hands and everybody wins, and there's no. It's just
everybody gets a trophy.
Everybody gets a trophy, exactly. You get a trophy, and you get a trophy, and you get a trophy, and you're a winner, and there's no losers, there's no competition. It's boring, really. But anyways, it's just go ahead.
You know You know what it is? You know what it is? Everybody forgot how to take a damn L. That's all it is. You think you're supposed to win. You forgot to suck up that L and grow from it. Nah, you want to cry.
Man, no.
I lost the game.
Jay, I don't even like it when the computer wins.
Yeah, no, I don't like what I call. That's why I stopped playing John Madden football, because you got the Madden effect. You could be up by like 3 touchdowns. There's 2 minutes in the last quarter, and all of a sudden, interception, touchdown, block field goal. You know, it's just like, nah.
No,
I'm done with that.
John Madden because it sucks.
Well, I'm talking about John Madden back in the days before like it got to where it was now. Like, Henyo knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. You could be up and you playing like on intermediate or something. You're feeling good about yourself. Your self-esteem is being pumped up and everything. And here come the AI. Like, it boosts like from intermediate to like, you know, expert. You know, you look at it wrong and you take too long to throw the ball. You get sacked, fumble. And it's like, oh, wow. No, I'm not playing this game ever again.
Wow.
But you're right.
MLB The Show does that. You can kind of feel the computer trying to come back, and
exactly.
I get it. It's just, you know, the algorithm of the game trying to say, okay, I'm going to try to stay competitive in this game, and you kind of feel it. You know, your player makes an error. All of a sudden, your pitcher can't hit the strike zone. So, you know, you see it developing almost nowadays versus, you know, years ago. It kind of just happened. It was like, you know, it's exception. Yeah, you know, now it's, I guess, like the algorithm just takes longer to develop. You know, it's like, I don't know, maybe it's just a difference in games, but it just doesn't happen so suddenly anymore.
Right. Well, Jay, and what you was talking about also, you know, about catching that L, walking away with it. It just served as motivation for you to go back and get good, get better. You know, now it's like, oh, this game is broke. Oh, we have to nerf this and buff that. And it's like, okay, how much nerfing and buffing and tweaking and who knows what else you got to do in order for the game to be to your liking? That's not going to happen. That's just unrealistic, you know? And I mean, I've been one like that has been saying, look, this game is just broke. It is what it is. You're going to play it. That's fine. If you don't, keep it moving. I'm going to keep it moving if I'm not having any more fun with the game. But enough with the game is broke or this is too strong or this is too weak or whatever it is. And again, it's the times that we live in and the way games are developed. It's not like back in the days where you used to bring home that cartridge and that was a finalized game. That was it.
You were done with that. That's what you
no patches, no nothing.
You eat that or you don't eat at all.
Exactly.
And you talking about and remember, guys, you're talking about back in the day where a Super NES game was $69.99.
Yep, and that was cheap. And that was cheap because there was games that were like, and like Henyo just said, you played that game, and let me tell you, you might have been like in my boat. I would get a game for Christmas and maybe for my birthday. That was it. Twice a year. And I ain't have no job to go get no game, no nothing. I was trying to like be at my friend's house and play his game, you know? But you got that game, you took it home, and you played that game like it was the best thing since sliced bread because you knew. You was like, you couldn't say, oh, this game sucks. I'm going to go trade it in. No, that was your game. And you swore the game was good. That's why I go back to a lot of these old school games, and I'm like, oh, wow, I used to play this? This game is trash. You know? But back then, you was like, oh, this game is great. Have you played this game? This game is great. And it was because you dropped that money on, and you wasn't going to get nothing for like about another 4, 5, 6 months. That's what you played. And I think that's a big problem today as well, that we got access to gaming on so many different platforms. We got the income to do it. And then we're still complaining. Oh, this game is garbage. This game is trash. When's the next one coming out? Like, literally, let's talk about this to jump into a topic real quick. Xbox Series S got announced. Probably one of the worst secrets in the industry. People have been talking about this machine for over a year already. I'm not gonna go into the echo chamber of it, but this is what I told Jay earlier in when he mentioned about sending me an article from a certain individual, and I saw that same individual putting out a video on the Xbox Series S. It had just got announced, okay? Just got announced. And he already in the echo chamber parroting what everybody else was saying. Oh, it only has 512 gigabytes of storage. What are we going to do now? We're not going to be able to put but like 2 games on that. And I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like having this discussion and putting this video pointing to the one thing that has the easiest solution. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's like willful ignorance. They didn't talk about the machine is going to scale up to 4K. So that means if you plug it into your 4K TV, yes, it runs 1440p. That's 2K, people. They got something called scaling, okay? Your PS4 Pro does it already. The one I have does it, and it looks great. You couldn't even tell unless you're like Digital Foundries with a microscope or magnifying glass up on your screen counting pixels. You won't know the difference. You can't tell the difference. You're just playing it. You're the average Joe. You're playing it, and so it has that capability. You know, it's a all digital box. It has all these perks, 120 frames. It's running the same CPU that the Xbox Series X is running. All these things. But this one idiot, he's not the only one, but the one idiot wants to look at, oh, it only has 512 gigabyte storage. What are we going to do now? Because the external memory drive that the Xbox signed up with, I think Seagate for exclusivity on that, the expansion storage, supposedly there hasn't been any official price announced, but supposedly that storage is going to run $200+.
Get out of here.
Yes, it's gonna run $200+. So they trying to make it seem like, oh, you're buying a machine that you're going to spend $299, which is an amazing price to get into next gen with the hardware that's running. But again, they want to magnify the storage quote unquote issue, and then point to this expansion storage, which is gonna be pricey. It's probably gonna be like $100 probably when they officially announce it. But they just want to be sensationalist. It's all it is. And Henyo, how do you solve the issue of storage? You're a PC guy. Can you just like educate me? What do you do when you need additional storage? What is
Hold
it?
Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter what you call the Charlie Brown zone. Now, these two are about to get technical, and I'm about to sit here like Charlie Brown and hear wah, 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 wah. So, gentlemen, let the intelligence begin.
No, dang, man. We're gonna keep it real basic, right?
Yeah. The solution everyone sees is the solution, and whether it's on your smartphone, whether it's on your laptop, whether it's on your PC, whether it's on your Xbox. The safest thing you could do is just get extra storage. You could replace the storage on it. You could buy extra memory. I'm talking on the phones, but you could add stuff to it. That's what's the good thing about the hardware that we run these days. It's upgradable. You could always make changes to it. They don't stick you to a piece of hardware that you can't make changes to it. And adding storage to the to a device like this, what impresses me more about is just the portability of it. Now, I think next year is going to be the year to go. I'm calling it the year to go because there's other items that are going to be coming out that are just going to be just as good. On the Nintendo side, announcing their new Switch, but not to stray away from the subject. Upgrading these things has never been easier. I mean, we've been doing it now with the PlayStation. What hardware it came with initially? on a PS. Was it 120 or 60 gigs?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which PlayStation?
Well, you're talking about the PlayStation 3, right?
The PlayStation 3.
Mm-hmm.
The 3, the 4. I mean, how easy was it to replace the drive on it?
Right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Right.
Easy. You didn't have to add external storage to it. And granted, okay, you probably don't want to break into this Xbox to replace the storage on it, but the ability that they put out there to say, you know what, if you feel you're gonna install all 44 of your games, you know, if you're gonna install the whole Ultimate Pass library on this phone, I keep going back to phones, on this device, here's the capability of adding storage. I think this is just a ridiculous, to downplay a system because of that. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like what you're saying is basically, if I'm understanding you right, let me just, so what you're telling me is that I have currently right now a 4 terabyte external hard drive. It's a mechanical hard drive, okay? Are you telling me that I can unplug it from the USB port on my Xbox One X and I can plug it into the USB port of the Xbox Series S or X when it comes out, and I'll still have access to my games?
That might depend on what they did with the firmware of the hardware. So if they kind of made it so the firmware of the controller of the hard drive, is specific to that hardware, you won't be able to. Not unless you kind of wipe that drive, you actually remove it from that controller. Because there's a controller on these external devices that kind of give instructions to the hard drive, or to the connecting device. So, pending on that, did Microsoft say, you know what, we're only going to make this hard drive talk to this device? And that's nothing new that they've done. I know we see it with third-party controllers in which you can't, you could connect it into your Xbox and it won't work. So, the same could be done with, the external drive. If the controller of that external drive doesn't allow you to connect it to any other device, then, you can't do it. But there's always a but. There'll be a ways around it, and one of them would just be disconnecting that whole controller card, and then formatting the drive, and then figuring out a way to connect it to your new Xbox.
Yeah, because there's a couple of things I want to just ask you right in this conversation, because I want it to be informative, educational for the average Joe. And maybe some kid listens to this and says, hey, Mom, these guys can explain it so that you could understand it, because I understand it. But you don't have to freak out, because you don't have to run out and purchase me, $200 plus external storage. This is how we can get around this. From what I understand up until now, and I would have to do a little bit more research, what I understand is that Microsoft is making it possible for like your current external hard drives that you have now, that you're running on your consoles right now, that you'll be able to use those and plug it into these, into the Xbox Series X or S. And the only thing is that if you're going to play a game that is going to take advantage of the new hardware, then you cannot play it off of your external hard drive. But as far as storing the game there and you getting access, you would have to literally move that game from that external hard drive, put it into the internal hard drive of the machine, and then run it from the machine. That's what I've been hearing for quite some time, and that's kind of like part of their approach with the the compatibility, not just with hard drives, but with headsets as well. Controllers, we're going to be able to take our controllers that we have for our current systems and play. Obviously, if you're going to play newer stuff that takes advantage and it was actually built to run on these machines, then yeah, there's no work around that, because that was, like you said, it was kind of formatted for that hardware. So that's what I'm understanding. So if that's the case, like what I just stated, then it's as easy, literally, to just plug in your current external hard drive and get your game off of there.
Well,
right? Am I right about
it's
that?
it's it's almost gonna be like, could you connect your Xbox 360 external drive to your Xbox One, and will you be able to run that game? You probably would have to reformat the drive.
Right. Right.
That's based on my past experience. I'm not saying that's what Microsoft will do this time around, but
Right.
there is a chance that they will reformat. Now, I don't know if Microsoft will just say, yeah, whatever you have on your existing hardware, you could just port it over. I just don't know that, but
Right.
it's new hardware. It's
Yeah.
it'll probably be a new operating system within itself, or reprogrammed operating system inside of it. So
Yeah.
and from the looks of it, I mean, they're gonna use the NVMe hardware in there, which is very fast. So for something to lag it down like an external drive,
Right.
I'm pretty sure they're going to take precautions against that. They don't want anything to slow down the gameplay, to cause any stuttering or lag.
Right.
So this is just something that we're gonna have to see how experimenting, so to speak,
Right.
when the hardware comes out. But I'm really feeling the Xbox One has for its portability feature. That's what's exciting me. It's just so enticing to see that little device in my
The
hand.
S. You're talking about the S, right?
Anyway, yeah, the S.
Yeah.
The capability that you could just, I mean, it's small enough that you could take anywhere. I mean, it would just be like a powerful laptop that gaming laptop that you can take anywhere.
All right,
That's how I see it.
Right.
Well, let me ask you a question. If that's let the idiot in the room ask. By technical standpoint, I mean, you can get technical because I want you to. What technically makes that system so good?
Well, they're taking advantage of just the new hardware, the new storage speed of it. Obviously, they got some they got new video GPU in there that's gonna it should start you should start seeing some more enhanced looking games. How it will play, as far as what the developers throw out, you could have a beautiful game, but if the game doesn't function right, why play it? So I mean, it's just an overall, again, improvement in the GPU, the RAM speed, the processor speed, the storage speed. I mean, all that stuff just gets upgraded. And I'll be honest with you, I don't remember if I had this conversation with you one time, or where I heard. I think I read it in a magazine. When you have a hardware, right, the way the developers see it, they see it almost like a cube, right? And they slice up that cube into fours, and from that four, they get to decide how to kind of what should get more attention. They could equally, and when I say divide it into four, they could say the graphics side of it, the programming side of it, the capability of it, like as far as from a software point, what could it do, right? And they chop it up. So they could give more emphasis to the graphic of it, but take away from the intelligence of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Like
but
that,
you're still within that cube, right? So I think whatever every developer tries to do is, they try to slice up that cube into a nice, even number. So like that, you're getting good graphics, you're getting good gameplay, you're also getting, what's the length of game, right? Because you got to store all that programming, right? So and that's what you try to do when you have these new systems. You try to, m- with a better system, you're gonna get better graphics, you're gonna get better gameplay, you're also gonna get better algorithms that'll run much quicker, that could think bigger, and that's how the game will react in real time, right? When it senses that you're doing really well, it'll have the algorithm and the speed to kind of sense what you're trying to do. It'll see your pattern quicker than what we've seen in the past.
Excellent.
So the advance is really, from what I'm understanding as well, is The Xbox Series S is just a scaled down Xbox Series X when it comes to the teraflops and when it comes down to the memory, but you're getting the same CPU in there. It got the same brain, so you're gonna get the benefits of the same CPU that's in there. It's just scaled down resolution. So you're gonna be running 1440p, maybe 60 or 60 frames. They've confirmed that, or even up to 120 frames at 1080. So you are gonna be in next gen, but it's scaled. It's scaled back, and I don't see how people can knock that at all, because PlayStation's doing the same thing, or a similar thing, because we don't know yet the totality of what they're gonna announce tomorrow at the time of this recording. What they're gonna announce, there hasn't been a breakdown of the system, of the specs, really, to get really deep into it and find out what's going on. It's still, they're kind of piecemealing that. So, but the bottom line is just that you're going to get next gen. You're going to get the next gen experience. And I liken it, I don't know, Henyo, maybe you can help me with this, but it's when people started talking to me about 4K. When 4K came out, and I was still wowed by 1080p. I remember switching from 720p to 1080p on my Xbox 360 when I connected to a TV that was 1080p, and I was playing Gears of War, and I saw the visual difference. That was just talking about visuals. We wasn't talking about how the game felt, because this is one of the things in these next gen consoles that on the PC side, we understand when a game feels fast, buttery smooth, those frame rates. Console players who's never been exposed to a PC gaming don't understand that, but when they get exposed to it and they start playing a game at 120 frames or even 60 frames smooth, they're gonna say, wow, this game feels so much faster, so much smoother. It's nothing but the frame rates. It's what it is that makes the game smoother, makes it look sharper, makes it run better. And people are gonna be like, have that that the heavens opened up moment. But that's something that PC has already been there and done that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what, once you experience that, you feel it. I can't play like Doom on the console no more, because I played it at 140 plus frames per second on my PC, and then I went back to the Xbox to play it, and I'm like, this is slow. Why is it so slow? Like, what happened? It's the same game. And that was my experience. I said, oh. And the same thing with this next gen console. People got to get their hands on it to experience it, to experience the speed, the smoothness, the resolution, all these things. You just can't talk about it. You can talk about it, give the tech specs and everything, but until you don't go hands on with it, you're not going to understand.
Yeah, that reminds me of two samples. One was, earlier on when I was PC gaming, was playing Command and Conquer on a PC way before it came out on console. I think the first console was on the PlayStation. So, but regardless, I was already playing that game, Command and Conquer, on the PC. And I got to experience the newer technology at the time, that when I sat down to play it on the PS4, the PS4, the PS1, it was like I was looking for a setting to make the graphics look better.
Right.
The resolution is like, it took a step backwards to me, right? So it's almost like you trying to see 720p now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you're so used to seeing 1080p that when you sit down and you watch 420 or 720, or what is it, 480 or 720, you sit down and you watch it and you go, man, this looks terrible.
Right.
All right. Now sit down and it'd be comparing it like watching a DVD to a VHS, right? Mm-hmm. You're going, damn, that's degradation right there.
It hurts my eyes.
to us is like, we're used to it, especially on the PC side.
Right.
So it'll be nothing new to a to a PC player what you're gonna experience on the console. On the console side, though, you're gonna see, holy smoke, this is what I've been missing out on, and that's why you got a little bit of that disparity between console players and PC, in which we've been there already. We're looking back at you guys, and you guys are finally catching up. That's always the feel. Also, you kind of looking into the future as well, because now, when HD TV first came out, I have to get a 1080p TV. I have to get, but you know what? Everyone had a 1080p, but they weren't seeing 1080p broadcasts.
Right.
So you had the hardware, but you just didn't have the feed, right? And that's almost like where we're going to be at the point right now with gaming consoles, in which you're going to start, you're going to have the hardware now, but now you're kind of waiting for the developers to really start pumping out really high quality, games that where it should be at right now. Right. And those are the two things with me: resolution and kind of leaping into the future now with with the gaming types.
Yeah, that's a excellent point on that. And there's a lot of people out here that, believe it or not, I think they still haven't decided to make the jump to 4K, even though it's.
I haven't.
Yeah, you see, even though even though it's very affordable, there's still people that haven't jumped into 4K, so they yet to experience 4K or even HDR. Like HDR for me blew me away. That's when I made the jump to 4K, because when I first saw 4K, I was like, this is nice, this is pretty, oh, I see it, blah blah blah, this and that. But I didn't jump on it like right off the get-go. It was too expensive to begin with. I said, no, I'm gonna stay with my 1080 plasma TV. I'm good, everything's looking fine, it plays fine, this and that. But when that HDR kicked in, I said, oh no, I'm a believer, and I needed to go and invest. But yeah, like you're saying, and even to talk about 8K, like that's ridiculous. We don't even have the infrastructure yet to put the programming from wherever it's coming to stream it to your house to put it in your tube. You're not gonna see anything in 8K.
Yeah, you got an 8K TV. You're just not watching anything in 8K.
Exactly.
You think you're watching 8K.
Exactly.
You might be seeing maybe 2K at best, but I don't think you're streaming any 4K.
See, and this is what I love about conversations like this you guys are talking about. Do you guys remember when Super Video came out?
Which one?
Super Video.
Super Video, no.
So you had
the S Video on the
yeah,
S Video, yes.
That
brother used a full proper name, Super Video. He threw me for a loop. I thought it was like a kid show or something.
Yeah,
Super Video.
I jumped on that quick when I found out how much of an improvement that is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so remember back in the day, guys, advancements in technology for us didn't happen as fast as it did for you guys.
Yep.
I remember I had a CRT TV. I had to unscrew the little screws and put the little coaxial cable hook up there. Then hook up the Nintendo or the Genesis, and then pray to God that it was such a chore back then. Now it's just point, click, shoot.
Right.
You guys got it lucky. You guys are. The technology age is very vast, very, very open. And listen to these guys talk tech, man.
Yeah. I'll give you an example of what happened to me one time at work. This goes back like I'm gonna say around early 90s. And the way companies work is, they get budgets to buy hardware. Back then, you were buying hardware. So you had a budget to play with, right? So I'm gonna keep it real simple. So they would say, here's $20, go buy whatever you need for the year. My boss would just go and buy and buy and buy, and I said, why are you buying all this stuff that we're not really gonna use? And he's like, because if I don't use this money, they're gonna take it away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So use up as much as you can, buy as much technology as you can. The worst case is going to sit in the closet. And I remember emptying out rooms full of these huge servers, and they were never, ever used. And it was just like that technology it was purchased and it just sat there, never to be used again. And I forgot where I was going with this, but technology moved so fast that it didn't even get a chance to breathe. It didn't get a chance to say, "Hey, use me." You know what I'm saying? It was in the blink of an eye, in a year, that hardware was obsolete. Next year, he was buying hardware that was moving twice as fast as that server. And it's just, I mean, think about what we've done in the last 30 years. 30.
Yeah, talking about the advancements. I mean, and here we are on the receiving end of technology, and instead of saying, "Wow, this is great, this is amazing, let me try to take it in," because we all have, we don't all have the opportunity to be on the cutting edge. First of all, you got to have some serious money to have like cutting edge stuff. But the thing is like, it's like an unsatiable hunger or thirst for the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And isn't there that law of diminishing returns? Like, how sharp does something have to look? How fast does something have to move? The human eye can only perceive but so much, and here we are about, the frames got to be higher, the resolution got to be higher, the SSD got to be faster, the memory got to be bigger, on and on and on. And we're like, never take a moment to like stop and smell the roses, like enjoy what you have.
What roses? These people believe in roses. If they stopped to smell the roses, you would think games like John Madden wouldn't be here, because we wouldn't get the same game for the past 10 years since they can't put it in development. And yeah, you got $1 billion and you can't develop one football game? Seriously? Anyway,
brother, you mad like you're like a disgruntled fan or something.
Look, I ain't never been a fan of EA.
I'm just saying.
I'm lying. EA, I used to be a fan, all right? Back when you were good. Back when John Madden 95, 96, 97, 98. When you guys are making innovations. Now, you can sit on your thumb and swirl on it for all I care. All you doing is you're the main company being called out. Yeah, I'm calling you out, EA. I don't care. But you sit on your thumbs, you be called out by country after country after country for BS practices. You put out half garbage games, and you think people are supposed to be happy with it. Man, go jump off a bridge.
Well, I gotta correct you. It's not half garbage. It's full garbage. Okay, it's not. It's either garbage or it's not. Okay, let's just get that clear. I mean, but even you talk about EA. Let's jump into a couple of these topics. We're just kind of free flowing, freestyling it tonight. Just having a conversation, hanging out, like we're in a chat room. That's basically what we're doing. But I was kind of like I'm not gonna say ecstatic, happy or anything, but I thought it was pretty cool that Xbox Game Pass, EA Play, it's coming. They have this thing going on, whatever it was that they worked out behind the scenes. Xbox cut a check to EA because that's all they respond to, and we're gonna have EA Play on Game Pass Ultimate. That's great.
Win-win. It's a win-win for me.
That is, yeah, me too. As a gamer, I mean, I don't play EA games like that, but there's a couple of games in there that I would not purchase, but now it's part of my subscription and it ain't costing me anything else. I'm gonna go play me some EA games.
Yeah, I'm actually losing the subscription because it's instead of paying for EA's, I'm just moving over to Xbox.
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta ask. Name one EA game right now that would be worth your time, even if it's free.
One game right now? Go ahead, Enyo. Go ahead.
Oh, they got The Sims. They got the UFC series. They got UFC, and they got the whole library of what's that game? They got the Battlefield series.
Yeah, Battlefield.
The funny one. The what was it called? Yeah, the battle. God, I can't remember that. It was a good one. It was they came out in two.
It was part of the Battlefield series.
Yeah, it was a comedy gameplay.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I got it in like. What was that, Jay?
Are you talking about Army of Two?
No,
not Army of Two. It's part of the Battlefield series, but it's an older game, right, Henyo?
Oh, you're talking about the Brother in Arms series.
No, not Brother in Arms. That wasn't a comedy.
No,
it had. I think they highlighted that it had all the destructible buildings and all that. I know what you're talking about.
Bad Company.
Bad Company. There you go.
Bad Company 2. That was an excellent series. Plus, you get all the Battlefield series. So no matter which Battlefield you like, you're gonna come off with them. You got the Crisis series in there. You got Burnout Paradise remastered.
Okay.
Sam, I know we played Burnout.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah. Burnout. I love Burnout. Like Burnout. What Revenge? Is it? That's my favorite Burnout.
This one's the Burnout Paradise.
Yeah, I don't like Burnout Paradise.
But is in there.
Yeah.
No matter what year is your favorite, they actually had a decent library. They got all the Dragon Ages in there. The Dead Spaces, which I got halfway through. The Mass Effect, all of them. Mass Effect, and Mass Effect 2, 3, Andromeda, all the Need for Speed series, which I'm a fan of.
Okay.
And for the kids, you want to throw in Plant vs. Zombies, you got them all in there.
Yep, it's a good game too.
Yeah, the UFC series has been good, and you got small dude. Their library, I mean, it granted because it was subscription based, a lot of people kind of shunned it.
Yeah.
But you also got to test games out when they first came out.
Right, that early access.
What they would do is on the first week or the first they would give you the first 10 hours to play for free. So on release day, you were playing the full game. Granted, it was only 10 hours, but 10 hours, I think, gives you a chance to get to know whether you want a game or not. Right. And if you do buy a game, they'll give you a discount.
Yep. And don't forget, Jay, Anthem.
Okay, here's my thing.
Anthem is in there by BioWare.
to my old geriatric ears, the only thing you just told me after all that is old EA is good, new EA sucks.
Pretty much.
I mean, it is what it is, man. But it's gonna be 60 plus games.
Titanfall's in there, dude. You're gonna get an upgrade to this library. I guarantee you that. Whatever you see in Ultimate Game Pass that you like right now, it's.
You didn't even mention the Respawn Star Wars game.
Yeah.
What is it? Jedi, whatever. I forget what it's called. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up right now.
But there's
and the road. What is it?
This games. Listen, anything that's going to increase the amount of games in a subscription, and that's what Xbox has been aiming for with Game Pass Ultimate. You got it on the PC side, you got it on the console side. 60 plus more games of EA now merging with Xbox games. It's a win-win-win. You know, and it's not costing me an extra dime. I'm good with that. I'll take it.
And one of the things that Microsoft is doing is they're taking. I'm gonna say they're taking the printer, the printer kind of the printer
the approach.
The printer approach. They're gonna give you the hardware. They're gonna give you the printer, right? They're not gonna charge you a lot for the printer. They're gonna give you the console. They dropped this price on purpose. They're biting the bullet on this. But you know where the game is gonna come from, right? The money's gonna come from the toner.
Yes.
The toner that you're gonna spend. The software. That's where they want. They're willing to bite it right now. They say we're gonna price drop this.
Yep.
We'll bite the bullet on this one right now. But you get into that console, you get yourself a membership. Yep. And that's where we're gonna make our money.
Yep. And once you locked in. You don't want to lose your membership. You feel like you're losing out if you let that subscription lapse. You're like, dang, I'm losing 200 plus games, and we yet to mention xCloud, which is not xCloud no more. Actually, today it dropped with the new name. Now it's what's it called? Xbox Cloud Gaming or something. I don't know what it's called right now. I should have looked it up. It's no longer xCloud, but you can play it on your Android, on your tablet, on your laptop, wherever you're going.
Cloud gaming, yeah.
Cloud gaming,
Oh,
Xbox Cloud gaming. That is freaking amazing.
and I tried it. This is legit, man.
It is legit. I've been playing it since last year.
My one gripe is, you got to get your hands on kind of that controller. You're gonna have to
Yes.
invest on a little controller.
Yeah.
I mean, you could definitely connect your Xbox controller and carry around your controller. But if you really, and like I said earlier, next year is gonna be the year to go, man. But if you could get that little controller to your, to work with your device,
Right.
man, you're gonna be traveling, and when you get out of quarantine, you're gonna want to travel, and you're gonna want to bring your games with you.
Yep. I mean, I see it. Again, that's why I can't understand as a gamer the hate that's out there, because I don't see anything negative with Game Pass. I see it like I see my Netflix subscription. Netflix, I don't watch Netflix every day. I don't watch everything on Netflix. There's a couple of things on there that I see, but every month I'm paying for it. It's there. I don't want it to lapse. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with Game Pass Ultimate. It's for me, I just see it like a no-brainer at this point. And with a Series S, like you were saying, Henyo, it's an all digital box. You're gonna be able to travel with this little box if you want to. You get really creative with it, or you can just go to Xbox Cloud Gaming, whatever it is. More options are good. There's nothing negative.
If your phone can't run a game cloud,
yes,
you could look.
Yeah, any Android device.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just see myself wanting to travel with this thing. I want to take my gaming to go, and I could bring my laptop with me, or I could buy me a handheld device. But man, I just want, because of the power behind it, I kind of want to take it with me. I want to go to a doctor's visit and just whip out my portable monitor, my portable 4K. You saw the video I sent you, right?
Yep.
On a bus.
Yeah.
On a bus, I was playing The Division.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
And that was on
with your box.
That was on the Xbox Slim.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now imagine something even more portable than that.
Yep.
Just as powerful.
I mean, if and it's not so much an if, it's a when Xbox, Microsoft gets in those servers, the blades for like these consoles. Oh man, it's just gonna be a no-brainer. 5G around the corner, and all these advances like we were talking about a little bit earlier. I mean, it's just the lag is gonna be like 0, and you're gonna have all your games in your hand. It's great. It's great. I don't see
that extra drive.
What was that?
You're gonna have to invest in that extra drive.
There you go.
You want to bring your library with you.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, somewhere you're gonna pay, but when you're getting convenience, when you're getting value, it's easier to open your wallet. It's just that easy. It's easier to open your wallet when you're like, man, they're giving me this and this and this. Okay, this is the limitation. Nah, I'm gonna put some money into it. I'm gonna put some skin into the game. It can't be just all, people gotta eat. That's all I'm saying. People gotta eat, and you just gotta figure, hey, you're getting value. This is what you want. Then put some money into it. And if not, like Jay's gonna say, it's your money. At the end of the day, you're grown. Do what you're gonna do. Stop crying. I don't want to hear it. He's gonna tell you all this shit.
I'm not crying, man. I'm having whether it's old games or new games, I'm soaking in it right now.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm playing old games, and I'm looking forward to the new games. That's what I love about me. I'm not stuck on a genre. I'm not stuck on one game.
Yep.
On one type of gameplay. I'm playing baseball. I'm playing. I'll play Mortal Kombat just for the fun of it. I'll throw on a FIFA Soccer, or maybe I won't play Peggle, but I'm not bound to a genre. That's a good thing about Ultimate Pass. You're just gonna.
Right.
You're gonna say, "Oh, well, I never tried that game. I'm gonna give it a shot." Metal Slug. Never tried Metal Slug. I got a chance to play that game. Would I have paid for it? No.
Nope.
Well, maybe I am paying for it, but maybe that 1 cent of that $14.99.
Yeah, it's just you being able to, like I was telling Jay, last week in a podcast, and not to hash anything old, but I was like, "What are you playing?" And he's like, "Well, I'm really not playing anything, and I don't want to." And I'm like, "Listen, I treat my backlog like I play Game Pass. I'm gonna go in there if I see something that looks remotely interesting to me and I want to try it. I load it up, I play it. It could be an hour, it could be a half hour, it could be 2 hours. I could have 2 sessions, 1 session, 3 sessions. But when I'm done, and I'm on to the next thing. And that's the beauty of it. At least for me, I want to commit to certain games, and I will, but I'm at the point where I'm like, if I can touch a game, play this game, and again, if the game catches me, I'll put the time in, I'll play it, I'll see it through. But most of the time, I just want to just experience this, experience that, experience this, experience that. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I want to taste everything.
That's right. That's what's happening.
And this gives it to us.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now. You just, well, at least if you're in a game from our, point.
Right.
Not everybody's, into it or doesn't want to,
And trust me, all opinions are valued here. It doesn't matter how different it is. We all value each other's opinion.
Oh yeah. We have a different way of going at this hobby, but it's a hobby, and it's at the end of the day, it's to enjoy what it is that you enjoy. I like gaming. I like exploring, like what Enyo said, the genres. I like exploring the different genres. I play indie games. I've been trying so many indie games on the PC side. And there's a couple of gems that I found that I'm like, yo, this is really cool. And I would have never experienced it if I was stuck on one genre or on a console, and being a fanboy. I'm like, no.
I only play fighting games.
What's that?
I only play fighting games.
Yeah, I only play fighting. Like, no, man, that's just, I don't know. I ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
I got no time for that. What do you guys think about let me switch gears here before we get exhausted and like it's nap time for everybody. What do you guys think about Nintendo putting a limited run on these Mario games that they took out from the vault? Like, people are losing their mind that, they just announced, at Walmart, Best Buys, the Mario 3DS, whatever collection, not 3DS, the 3D Mario All-Stars collection. You got the N64 game and whatever else the other ones are. And people are losing their mind because they're out of stock already.
Well, that's easy. Look, guys, I'm gonna be straight with y'all. Nintendo gave everybody a freaking year. All right? If you can't get a copy within a game or a year, they're going to make more. You know why? Because Nintendo knows how to make money. What's Nintendo making everybody do? Scramble to get their game, and everybody's going to be stupid and buy it. I need 5 copies of that Mario because it's going to be a collector's item. and what does Nintendo do? Okay, you big dummy, put more money in my pocket. So all Nintendo did is we're going to stir the pot. And the stupid people are going to go into a frenzy like a bunch of sharks because they smell blood in the water, and they're going to give us all our money. And you watch, and that's exactly what's going to happen because it is.
Well, I can tell you how to combat the shortage and get your game. Just go digital.
Yeah.
You can just download it.
Right? I mean, you don't know how many videos I came across on YouTube about people reporting the crises. You're not going to be able to get this game. It's running in shortage and limited amounts. Nintendo's doing this. Nintendo's wrong. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you can get the game digital. What's the problem?
Here we go.
I mean, it's like next, again. People don't get trapped in the echo chamber. We get caught up, and we're like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to get this game, and then Nintendo's gonna close the vault, and I'm not gonna see it, and I'm gonna have to go play it on my N64 and get it digital. What's the problem?
Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, you have to ask yourself one question: how dumb are you?
This guy.
Seriously, no, seriously. If you think,
there goes my subscribers.
Oh my God! No, don't hate him. Hate me.
Yeah, I don't care.
But at the end of the day, think about it, ladies and gentlemen, and it's very clear to see. They give you a year to get this game. Initial reaction: boo hoo. Nintendo, boo hoo. Nintendo sits up on Nintendo Plaza, looking at all the people whining, and they're going, "Give me your money." And as all those people are whining, crying, throwing their money at Nintendo, going, "This ain't right. Take my $100. This ain't right. Here, take some more." Nintendo gonna keep going. Okay, they gonna seal the vault. 5 years later, they go, "Oh, by the way, we bringing this game out plus more." But the older copy, and we about that money. We Nintendo. Right? Nintendo is pimping everybody that's crying. They all getting pimped, and it's funny.
Well, everybody's about that money. I mean, if you in the business for anything, you about that money. So Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, at the end of the day, it's about that money.
But Nintendo.
You got my interest with the new Switch coming up next year.
I mean, but you gotta
the
understand.
rumors of that, huh?
Yeah, but and this look at it. We talking about Nintendo. You hyped on the Switch. The new Switch is coming. Nintendo's pimp hand is so strong. You already ready to give them your money.
I am.
Yeah.
You know why? I don't own a Nintendo product, and I think now is the time to jump in.
Yeah. Look at this.
Why
you think it's time to jump in now? Like, what does Nintendo got to put out for you to like jump on?
They're actually gonna end up ahead of the curve with their new Switch for the one time. It always felt like they were always like they would give you a subpar system with their game, right? So it was like I was seeing a comparison the other day how it was like they would give you one system and then they would barely upgrade it, but it was always behind the times of what was latest coming out. But with their new Switch, I think that's the sweet spot where I want to jump in. I'll wait this out, and I know we're talking, actual game here, with the Super Mario series, but as far as hardware and Nintendo making money, I think that'll be the jumping in part for me.
Interesting. I mean, if you look at it, they got the inferior system.
I'm looking at the specs of these things, and it looks like a good. It almost brings me back to like, when the PSP was announced. It was like, oh wow, this thing is gonna be great.
Oh, I remember that.
Okay.
It was. I mean, the PSP was just beautiful to look at. You looked at that liquid, display, and it was just like beautiful to stare at. You weren't even playing a game; you were just staring at the screen.
Are you talking about the PSP or the PS Vita?
I'm sorry, the PS
because you said liquid screen, and I was like, yeah, that's that Vita. They had that OLED screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
too bad they never like really supported it and kept it going.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah. Mine's unfortunately broke. I for some reason or the other, I had it charging underneath a plant, and I kind of watered the plant, and the water overflowed, and that was. I mean, I don't.
Wow.
It didn't even really get wet. It just, I don't know. It got humid, and it died out.
Wow.
And I never replaced it. I was like, okay, that's that.
This brother making excuses for breaking the system.
But the Vita was sweet. And I think it was, the Vita could have been something, but it didn't get the support. And I know there's still like a small niche community that is still hoping against hope, because it's like it hasn't been really completely killed off yet. But I get what you're saying. And in a ways, PlayStation was ahead of even the Switch, of Xbox with portable gaming and all that other stuff. As far as technology, because we know Nintendo had all those iterations of Game Boy and 3DS and whatever else that they had. But yeah, the thing about Nintendo is always they give you the inferior system, but the innovation that they bring with their system, you know, because I have a Switch, and when I first saw the Switch, I was like, this is trash. Ain't no way I'm getting this, whatever. But I experienced the Switch. It's big enough to be comfortable to play on a handheld, and small enough so it doesn't get in the way and it remains portable. And when you dock it and you're still playing at 1080, it just feels good. It feels good, you know, and you're having fun with your gaming, and it's like, dang, they did it to me again. You know, I'm paying again for Mario Kart. You know, I'm paying again for Mario World, you know, or Super Mario World, or whatever it is. And you know what? I don't care. Like, I don't mind, you know, because it's not even so much a nostalgia with this Mario 3D All-Star. I really never got into those games, like Mario Sunshine and the N64 Mario, but I can see myself picking it up, 3 games on one cartridge, and playing it, you know, on my OLED screen, even though I know it's gonna be 1080. It's just gonna be better to play.
Isn't that what you want to do with a Mario game? You just want to play it. You know,
That's it.
Maybe that's why I've stayed away from it, because I know that if I get into that game, I will be in the game.
Yeah, you'll be a mess. There's not a Mario game that I've played that, like what you're saying, that you just want to keep playing. You want to keep playing it. It has that replayability factor. It's baked in, and you just want to play it.
I'm afraid of that because I don't want to be stuck, you know, in that. Disclaimer here: both of my daughters have a Switch. They each have a Switch, and I see them playing. Granted, they only play one game, but it looks great. It plays great. You know, we had the Joy-Con problem, but it looks like a system that I would definitely. And trust me, I've been avoiding buying games for it. You know, I look at Diablo, man. I bet this would look nice, and you know, running Diablo. But I stay away because I know if I dive in, it's gonna be hard to get me out.
Yeah.
Don't make excuses, man. Just as a famous line from a guy I know named Nate. Just let it happen. I don't want Super Mario to grab a hold of me, man. I don't know. Maybe it's psychological.
But there's a reason, and you haven't experienced it. But when you do, there's a reason why the game comes out and it keeps coming back and keeps coming back and keeps coming back, and people like me, I'll pay for it again and again and again. You know, even if it's the same game, but now it has better controls because I'm playing it on a more advanced system or whatever, the game is just fun. It is just something to engage you, and that's where Nintendo has always kind of like done their own thing. And they're not wrapped up in this whole Xbox, PC, you know, PlayStation thing. They're just like, hey, we're over here. You want to have some fun? Bring your grandma with you. And you just play. And you just have fun. That's it.
I told you, Nintendo is the best drug dealer in the world. They know how to get you hooked and how to keep you hooked.
That's all it is.
They've been doing this since 1985.
That's all it is, man. That's all it is. Well, anybody got any other pressing things that you guys want to speak about? I know that I asked Henyo about the whole hard drive thing. We'll probably like update here on a future podcast as to that. Like I said, I think Microsoft is looking to make it as compatible, as many things compatible. And even still, guys, if you made it this far, I want to thank you. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. If you don't, okay, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I'm not trying to sound like I don't care, but I don't.
You don't.
But, you know, but
saying what it is.
But the flip side of that, guys, is if you do get something out of the podcast, entertainment, a couple of laughs, maybe you learn something, that's cool. Leave us a comment. I do read the comments. I saw on my on the video that I made about how to hook up your Xbox console to you can stream off of it. like on your device or something through Game Pass, like I gotta update that video. Yeah and no. There's so many people out here making that video. I might do one. I might not. I don't know yet. If I do, cool. If I don't, oh well. You know, that's all I gotta say.
Remember, we don't get paid to do this.
Yeah, you know, and I just think that there's so many people out there that are doing it already. When I made that video, really, I made it because I felt like the frustration I went through, I didn't want somebody else to experience that. I made that video to really speak to all the people that had made a video like that previously, but they forgot or they omitted or they didn't take the time that I did to explain it on a VPK level. And the majority of people that have left positive responses on my video have all told me the same thing. No one explained it like you did. Like you broke it down. A couple of knuckleheads, I just chuckled. They said, man, you got to speak faster. And my response to them was, I spoke slowly so that no one missed anything. You know, I was on teacher mode. But obviously, you know, you could have sped it up to 2x speed and I would have sounded like a chipmunk. And then you was going to ask me the same stupid question like, how do I connect this? And I'd be like, I covered it in the video. So, you know, whatever. But we'll see. We'll see if we do that. But I'm really done with all the education I'm going to do this evening. I don't know if anybody else, any of you guys got anything else to add to that.
I just got something I want to ask. Now, I know I've been sending you guys articles about, what do they call the drives? Not the drive. Video cards. The new video cards that are coming out.
Oh, yeah, we ain't touched that.
Yeah, what is the hottest video card? Because I've been seeing so many. What's numero uno tech wise? What's that
That's Henyo's field. I'm just gonna like get up and stretch. He's gonna talk.
Okay, there is a lot of hype right now. Yeah. You know, the one thing that you know you got to keep your mind in check here is, you know, what game out there is gonna really take advantage of the hardware that's out there right now. Do I really need to go out and spend money right now? So, you know, what is it that you're playing will depend, you know, are you running out to the store right now and grabbing the latest tech, or just let me sit back, I'll wait for a deal, you know, stuff like that. So if you're really into like Flight Simulator 2020, you're running out and you're just waiting for Best Buy to open up so you could go get like the RTX 390 or the 380. I think the 380 comes out first, right? 3080.
Yeah, the 3080 is first, and the 3090 is the high end at like $1,500, son. Something like
$1,200.
Oh, $1,200. Okay.
After taxes, you'll definitely be in the $1,300 range, and you got to question yourself: why did you buy that card?
Right.
Because
and not pay your mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. Will not pay the rent for that month.
$1,300.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying you got to know what game you're gonna be playing, to invest in that. You know, you're not gonna spend $1,300 just for one game. Yeah, you're gonna future-proof yourself, but you know, are you really into gaming that much that you're gonna, you know, really taking advantage? Second, do you have the hardware for that video card, right? So again, you know, the video card could be running it as great as it could, but you know, do you have what your eyes are seeing? You know, the monitor, is the monitor good? You know, are you sitting on a 720 monitor, 720p monitor? You know, you can have the best video card, it can't, you know, display it any better on a 720 because of the limitations of the monitor. So you want to make sure your monitor, if you're going to invest in something right now, invest on a good monitor right now, you know, and then the hardware, you know, wait for the price point to come. Maybe if you're really cheap, maybe $100, you know, wait for that Best Buy sale or, you know, what have you. But, you know, to run out and get it right now, unless you're into a really serious game that's going to utilize the hardware, you know, you might as well just sit back and wait and wait and wait. I mean, I'm running a GPU there that's at least 4 or 5 years old, the 1060, and Flight Simulator is still running on it. You know, 2020 Flight Simulator 2020, which is kind of taking advantage of the newer technology out there. So I probably will. And again, I mentioned this to Sam. I'll probably go with the 380. That's a sweet spot for me right now. I don't think I'm gonna be going, for that $1,300, item, even though half of me does want to get it, but for what?
Right.
Yeah.
What am I gonna play on it? That's gonna fully utilize it.
Yeah, like we can go full circle on that, Jay, because like your reaction when you heard that 3090 is $1,300. You're like, wait, $1,300? Like, yeah, because but that should make you look at, as a console gamer, you're getting some serious horsepower under the PlayStation hood, under the Xbox hood in these next gen consoles, and you're getting, at least that we know, with Xbox for $299 and $499. That's not even the price of a graphics card, a GPU for a computer. We're looking at, what's the low end? The 3080 is gonna run what, like $700, $699?
$699.
Yeah, so that's just a GPU. You're not talking about the CPU, the RAM, the motherboard, the case, the power supplies, the monitor, like all these other things, and yet you still have these knuckleheads out here talking about, oh, it's expensive, this and that, whatever. No, it's just what platform you're playing on, and realizing that both Xbox and PlayStation are doing something really special this next gen console. They're doing something really, really special. PC's always going to be ahead, but they're doing something really, really amazing. Even if tomorrow PlayStation announces that their system is going to be $599.
These companies are, I think this is the first time that they're actually conceding and saying, I'm going to drop the price just to be competitive against the PC market. They're conceding to say, you know what? Fine, have the console at whatever price, a decent price. You got to make money. It's a business after all. You got to make money. So, maybe they're not making, $300 off the item. Maybe they're just making $200.
Or they won't start making money until like they sell a certain amount. It might not be to like a year or two out that they start making money on hardware.
But I mean,
but they're conceding, like what you were saying, because they want you in the ecosystem, and they want you with the subscription, and they want to sell the software. And once they lock you in, you in.
That's it. You're printing in color, baby.
That's it.
You spend on a cartridge.
That's it. That is it. So you go and get that cheapo printer at Walmart that you think was a steal, and then you see the little cartridges are like $70 each.
Yeah, and you gotta get four of them because you need cyan,
yes.
you need magenta, you need black.
Yeah, because the black ink won't work by itself unless you have that yellow, red, and blue in there.
Hold on now.
Here's the printer. Here's
the console. I got a $34 Walmart, so don't be jacked.
One way or another, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you, and that's just the bottom line on that. You just got to be more savvy. Know what you want. Do your homework. I like what you said, because I know, and a couple of weeks ago when we were up to like 4 a.m. just chatting, I was able to get that i9. I should be picking it up tomorrow. I haven't gotten an email yet, but that i9 CPU, I was like, because here I was ready to like jump on a 380 and then upgrade my monitor and do this and that and the other and like rebuild a whole nother computer. But you talked some sense into me. You was like, hey, just bump the CPU.
You was like, all right, let's sit down and let's think about how I'm gonna lay this out. I said, well, hold up. Let's look at what you have first.
Right.
And we'll work it out. And you actually have a decent system. You know, granted, you may feel like you've had it a long time, but it's actually a legitimate system, and you ain't even need to upgrade the memory.
Nope.
That's usually one of the first things you do on a system. You upgrade the memory. You are in place. Luckily, your motherboard is capable of handling that new i9 generation series.
Mm-hmm.
that was the icing on the cake. Once you got past that, you realize I only need to drop on a processor.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. And sometimes that's all you need. You just need somebody to come alongside you, say, hold up. I don't need you to take your kids' lunch money and pull out your retirement fund. Don't touch the 401k. Let's let's relax and let's see what you got. Someone who's better versed and educated, and then just be willing. But if you one of these, I gotta be on the cutting edge. Like, this is the first time in the console gen that I'm not gonna run out and get an Xbox Series X. I said I was, and now I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. But you know what's looking sexy? That Xbox Series S.
Damn right.
It's looking really nice.
I see myself already with that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brothers over here licking your chops.
So
I can't get my hands on it.
All I'm saying is you know what? I mean, you can change your mind. Ain't nothing etched in stone. I'm a gamer, but I don't got to be on the cutting edge. I don't have to have the latest and greatest like day zero. But that Series S is looking sexy.
It is.
It's looking really nice, man. And that price point,
Amen.
That price point, yeah,
that's
nice.
2 paycheck allowances for me.
There you go.
I work. I'm allowed an allowance to myself. Pay yourself first.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
That's what I'm doing with my allowance.
Yeah, I mean, I think while everybody is punching and kicking and screaming for the, the high end consoles, I think I'm just gonna go with that low end, walk away whistling, and if they have a trade-in deal, man, who knows? Maybe I can get some serious loot for my X, and come out just paying like $100 on this S.
I want you to do this. You still, you're considered an essential worker. You're still free to roam the earth. I'm still on quarantine.
Yeah, I can roam the earth. Yeah.
I want you to look into, maybe everyone else can, but look into G Story, 4K, G Story, G-Story monitors, 4K monitors.
Okay.
Look into that. And you're going to pair that up with that Xbox S series. You're going to run away from home and just be gaming on the go.
Wow.
I guarantee. That's a 4K display.
I got to look that up. Is that on the internet somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
G Story. I'm going to be typing that up as soon as we done here. G-Story. You looking this up, Jay?
Man, I'm
G-Story monitor. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's sexy.
It folds up like a tablet.
Yes, I see it. I'm looking at it right now. You got that 15.6 inch UHD 4K IPS. That's sexy. They got different price ranges though.
Yeah, they got different models too. So
right. Because that one is like $658, but then I see a $329, then a $262 price range.
Amazon got them all.
That looks nice. Yeah, I see this one, eBay Newegg. Yeah, I gotta check that out. G Story.
That's a go. I like to travel, so
yeah.
You pair that up with the Xbox S, I'm good. I could go camping. Take me anywhere you want me.
I'm gonna go camping so I can go play my game.
I'm bringing my games with me.
Yeah, I never heard of this G Story, but
yeah, G-Story, and they got some good ones.
I think I see one here like being modeled on a
350.
What's that?
Their price point is going to be around for the listeners. Their price point is between 150 to 350, depending on the size and the resolution.
Yep.
You could pair this up with your laptop. It's all HDMI, HDR. It's all good. So it's not just for gaming. You could actually connect this to your laptop. Or what I normally do with this, I kind of put it on the side when I'm doing my flight simming. I kind of prop this extra monitor to the side, and I keep my airport landing information there. So the airport that I'm going to, I have all the landing information there on the side, or
Oh, that's kind of dope. So you set it up like an actual airplane.
Yeah, it's that portable. I could just I open it up like I open up a laptop and just keep it there on the side. It's already connected to my CPU.
Nice.
And right now I'm using it on my CPU because I'm not traveling nowhere. But when I did travel, I would put my Xbox my Xbox One Slim, I believe is the white one, and I would just put it right on top. When I would take my daughter to tennis, I'd whip that thing out, man. I'd have people around me asking me. It also works on the PlayStation, so I continued gaming. Sometimes being there in the tennis courts, waiting for my daughter to finish, it'd be 2 or 3 hours. I was gaming.
And it has its own battery, its own juice.
You got it uses a power supply.
Okay.
So what I normally did was I would have an extra power supply with like a 6-foot cable extension cord.
Okay.
And I mean, you'd be surprised. There's power supplies all over the place.
All over the place. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
sexy.
Trust me. I one time I was getting my car repaired. I was waiting inside AutoZone. I whipped this out. Next thing I know, I'm on some guy's Snapchat channel because he's video recording me playing, going, "Look at this fella."
Right.
I'm over here playing, and he comes up behind me. He's like, "Yo, check this guy out in AutoZone."
Say hardcore. This is the hardcore gamer right here.
Playing Call of Duty in AutoZone.
Yeah. That's dope.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. You gotta get creative.
Oh yeah.
Ladies,
this is gaming, man. This is hardcore gaming.
Yep.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
I'm
tapping out. Killing me.
We didn't even talk about our rundown games that we're playing.
Dang, right? Right? Because he wanted to go on a rant from the beginning. He just wanted to get all comedic in the beginning, had to jump down your throat.
Oh
no! Now you're gonna have to suffer. I don't care if you like hanging off the side of your couch right now. Just
Jay, tell me what you're playing. I want to hear what you're playing. Give me
nothing.
Top 3 games you're playing. Top 3 games.
He ain't playing nothing.
3 games. He ain't playing.
Hold on. Okay.
I'm trying to peg you. Like what type of game?
Dragon Ball Z.
You'll never be able to peg me.
Playing Dragon Ball Z.
You are
Castlevania.
You are old and wise, my friend.
So he's competitive. Right.
I play.
I lost audio.
I lost you, bro.
Dragon Ball lately, Castlevania.
Okay.
The original 8-bit.
Oh wow.
I'm here.
Yeah, I hear you. We heard Dragon Ball, Castlevania.
You say
the original?
Yeah, the original Castlevania. And I've also thought about I picked up Persona 5 again.
Oh boy.
Get the stuff that I missed.
What system you're on? You're running on the
everything.
Yeah. Xbox, PlayStation, Switch.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're a little okay. I pictured you with one system.
If you don't see him on Xbox, it's because he's playing Persona on that PlayStation. He's gone. Like he's gone. Like he's
wait.
That's like you trying Mario. That? He's gone.
PlayStation 4.
On the PlayStation 4, yeah.
I've heard of Persona. I just never played it.
Oh, you missing out, man. Persona's my joint.
And then if he tells you he's playing that Castlevania, he plays that everywhere. Like, tell him how many times you beat that game because he speed runs it. He speed runs Castlevania.
I do. I got my 9-year-old son loving Castlevania now.
Yeah, Jay plays Castlevania when he's bored and he got like 15 minutes to kill, so he'll run through it.
Wow.
Why not? Why not though?
No, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Did you like Contra when it was out?
Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Yeah. All right.
Matter of fact, I'll give you the Mortal Kombat blood code. ABACABB. Got him.
Yeah. Jay's into that old school gaming. Like when you talk about old school, he plays that old school.
He's 8-bit.
Yeah, see now you got me wanting to play Neo Geo. Now I'm about to play some baseball.
Oh, that's a system that I wish I owned. Neo Geo. I love that in the arcade. The ability that was like the first arcade, cabinet that you could select the game you wanted to play.
Yeah, you know what I don't like about the port on the Xbox though is that they put you on a timer and you can't read like what the buttons are for. Anything. It's like it don't make no sense.
Yeah, it don't bother me.
Yeah, whatever.
What? See, why you got to attack me, man? I ain't even do nothing.
Anyway, wasn't you tapping out? All of a sudden, you got all this energy and all this life. I think you was tapping out.
I done did the wrestling. I done nipped up.
There you go.
Arm came up. I'm like, nah.
More like arcade games for him. Like more 8-bit questions for him next time.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. You can ask Jay anything about like old school gaming, whatever, and that's when I'm gonna have the Charlie Brown moment.
You played 8-bit back in the day.
I know, I did, but you dig into the history and this and that and I'm like, okay, I just played the game. I just I didn't know there was like a secret wall behind that door or a glitch here or not. That's not wasn't me.
Well,
Jay likes to exploit games.
Right.
No, Nate exploits. I play games. I just happened to run into an exploit.
Okay. Sure.
But now old school gaming is my thing. I think if you learn your history and you learn what was fun back then, you can amplify it into now. And people seem, especially all you AAA companies, a lot of you seem to forgot the formula of making people happy. Find it again so you can make more money.
Tell them that Netflix series that we watched when we was up there. Maybe, I don't know if Enyo's seen it.
Have you seen High Score?
Sounds familiar. I think I have.
It's the video game documentary.
I think I have
on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's good.
I think I have.
Man, it was so like you learn so much about the industry itself. Like the guy who E.T. that poor dude. I felt sorry for him.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I'm gonna look that one up. Yeah, I gotta see that one.
High Score, yeah, it's pretty good.
Hey, you a tech head too, man. They get into a lot of technical stuff that you would probably enjoy.
Yep.
I would definitely enjoy something like that.
Yeah, go check that out, people. If you're listening to this, it's really cool. Get that history in there. You see like the origin of all gaming, and the arcade and how these people they pretty much just like bit off one another, and they just made things better. But I think, my opinion, we're at a point where diminishing returns. It's things can only get but so good until you're really not going to see that generational leap. The only thing I can think about that is still needing a lot of work and a lot of time is virtual games. Playing with the virtual headsets and stuff. That's not gonna be anywhere near ready for like maybe another, who knows, 10 years or more.
Unfortunately,
for it to be mainstream.
I was really looking forward to the VR.
Yeah.
Oh, before we come close to ending, can anybody name Nintendo's first jump into VR?
That VR Game Boy thing they had.
Virtual Boy.
There you go.
That Virtual Boy.
I remember that device. Yeah, I got to see it.
Yep. That bootleg thing.
Wow, brother.
It was bootleg. It was like one of those. What was the one that you put the little disc film in it and you look through it? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It looked like a binoculars, and it had like the.
Oh my God, I got one right there. And
you got one. Look at that. You see?
Viewmaster.
Yeah, and you would look through. I forgot what it's called.
Viewmaster.
The Viewmaster. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that, man. And you just like.
Yeah.
And you see things in 3D. Yeah. Yep. But I had the PSVR, and I had a blast with it, man. It was
want to
really
get back
fun.
into it. It's just you kind of. It's like you separate.
The setup
yourself
sucks.
Yeah, because you set it up, and then you're by yourself. So it's like you're ignoring a lot of people around you in this house.
Yeah. Well, like for me, I don't have that issue. Like I have a room that I could get like a Vive, but I didn't because of the price. I went with PSVR, and the experience was really cool. It wasn't like mind blowing. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna play ever again on a TV, but I got it. I was like, okay, I see what this is, but it's got a long way to go. It really does. There was some gimmicky things about it when I played it. Like, you can get up and you can like literally like walk around objects and you can see things, and it was just those cute little gimmicky things that they kind of wore thin real quick. Once you did it enough. I remember playing Creed. Creed was dope, but it was a workout. Creed was a real workout. I got tired of that game real fast. I was like, wait a minute, man. I got to actually dodge and throw punches and all this. Nah, man. That's not me. That's not gaming. That's working out.
Like, nope.
My experience, some of the better looking games, Ace Combat. There was another racing game, I forgot the name of it, that it came with the system.
Right.
And Battlefront, they only gave you samples of, they didn't give you the full game, and that was the expectations that I was having. I thought I was gonna get the full game in Ace Combat. Instead, I got like a sample bite out of it.
Right.
Same thing with the game, the racing game. The racing game looked awesome, but you know what? You couldn't really play competitively. You couldn't really play the campaign.
Right.
You only like to a trial run, and that was kind of sucked. And then with Battlefront, they teased you with X-wing. They put you in an X-wing cockpit.
Yes.
And they
give I experienced that.
It's a gameplay, and you're done. And that part right there kind of left me like, oh man, why couldn't it be the whole game? And I want to get back into it again. It's just you kind of ignore everyone. You got to set yourself up to play it, and you kind of block off everyone. And then in an apartment, you can't block off everyone.
Right. And I personally won't think that I would touch it. Even PlayStation looks like they're dedicated to it with this next gen console. I wouldn't pick up the PlayStation VR, like go reinvest into that unless they make it wireless.
Yeah.
If they make it wireless where I can just slap that headset on and hit a button and go, that's the only way that I'm going to go into it. It's the only way. What's that?
Does that have to be the only way? Like you taking the hard stand right there?
No, I mean, because I experienced it. And
that kind of drags you down.
Yeah. When people say, oh, it took me out of the immersion because I got all these cables, it didn't really take me out the immersion. It's just that you got like 3 cables coming out of the side of your head, and if you take a wrong step, you're going to wrap that around your ankle, you're going to fall, you're going to pull your whole system down, your TV on you. It's going to be a bad day. It's just going to be a bad moment. So
I kind of experienced that with the cable, with the line, just from the system itself. And if you get too crazy, you can pull your whole console with it. I mean, granted, they give you a lot of slack.
Yes, they do.
So, but that slack kind of anchors you down to where you're at. You kind of feel that cable tugging. Right.
And when go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
I was gonna say when I experienced it, it was still in its. You might say it was version 2. I got the version 2, but it wasn't all that different. I think they made an adjustment to the box and the connection so that it wouldn't snap off when you were playing. But the field of vision, you could only, if you wasn't looking straight ahead, it wasn't like you can do a whole 360. You couldn't turn around. Even if you could, you still had them cables, so you couldn't do it. So the immersion wasn't like 100% there. You might be able to do maybe 180, but not no 360 view, because the cameras had to be like right in front of you, and it was cool. The price point was good, but for me to jump back into it, it has to be wireless.
Yeah, I jumped in on the Christmas deals.
Yeah. Yep. Same here. Same
I
here.
didn't go out and buy it when it first came out.
Yeah. I didn't buy when it first came out. I jumped on a deal on Christmas as well. I said I'm gonna check this out. I played it. I picked up a bunch of games, and then I just saw myself like after I experienced the games, I put it down, and for me to put that thing back on, I was like, nah. I just grab my controller and turn on a game and play.
Yeah, I'm ready to play it. I have it there. It's accessible. I have it connected. It's I have it ready to run.
Right.
I just haven't played it.
Right. And then the comments that people have made, and I agree, there's no killer game for it, no killer app. So there's not really something that you want to go to and play and say, I have to play this on VR, you know?
I thought Ace Combat was going to be that game. I thought Ace Combat was going to be like, this is the one. And I got in on it. But it's a great experience with the VR. But unfortunately, that's not the bulk of the game.
Yeah.
Well, you can't forget about Resident Evil 7 because they say that's the most immersive.
I have that game, yeah. I have that game queued up. I want to play it. Again, you got to immerse yourself in it.
Yeah, it's an immersive game, and they say it's once you in it, you in it. So I say go for it. Why not?
Yeah, that would be something. If you do wind up going full circle and playing that game, let us know, man. I'll live vicariously through your experience.
Yeah,
and
right.
And you let us know what that's all about because, like I said,
I don't want to be scared.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing it because I'm not like trying to let out a shrill scream and then my wife comes downstairs and give me a black eye for screaming. So,
I mean, like I said, this brother ain't even played RE2 remake yet, so he ain't got no room to talk.
Yeah, man, that RE2 messed me up, man. Like,
no, it didn't. He didn't even finish it.
It's still on pause, man. Anyways, there's so much. Listen, there's so much we can talk about. Like every time we mention something, I keep thinking about when we were talking about like the storage space and if you're the kind of person that says, oh, I need to put all 200 plus games of my my collection on this hard drive and all, it's just ridiculous. I don't even know where I was going with that, but it's just ridiculous how some people claim they're gonna do something. Like one of the features on these next gen systems is like not smart delivery, but the quick resume, where you can stop a game, jump into another game, immediately come back to your other game. Like, how many people are gonna actually use that feature? Like, do you play 4 or 5 games at the same time? I don't.
No, I know I don't.
I don't.
I actually would.
Okay, but are you gonna play 4 or 5 games at the same time?
There are times in which I'm halfway through a game and I say I have to pause it here. Yeah, I could save it and quit and get out of the game, go play something else real quick, and then come back to this game. For example, this happens a lot to me with like baseball. Mm-hmm. I'm playing baseball and I can't finish the game. It's a 9-inning game. It's a long game.
Right.
But I know in my heart, it's like I gotta finish the game at some point. Luckily, the PlayStation allows me to pause the game and go to sleep mode, but that's about it.
Right.
There's times that I wish I could just say, I want to jump into 2K and play my friend real quick, right. Or I want to play Red Dead Redemption real quick, but I'm still, on the 7th inning of this baseball game that I started. It takes 2 hours to play. So yeah, I would love a feature like that. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a feature that's not going to be used, but like you just said, I'm playing a game. It's baseball, 7 innings. It's great if I can jump out of it, go hook up with a friend who wants to like maybe run a mission or something on another game. Then I get off of that and come back to my game. I'm talking about the person that says, oh, I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games at the same time, and I'm going back and forth between 5 games. Like, I'm sure there's probably somebody doing that, but not me. Like, I don't know. Like I don't know. I just think, like, again, because people want to harp on it and say, oh, but is this gonna slow down the system, or it's not really all that or whatever. And I'm just saying, I find it kind of ridiculous that some people are gonna even argue that point. It's a feature, it's there, it's great, but is the majority of the people gonna actually use it? Probably not. Not to that capacity where you got 5 games paused.
Well, and if that's the case, I mean, you might as well use the save feature.
Yeah, but once again, we got a bunch of big dummies running around, so you never say nothing. Dummies. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, that's. I'm just saying we gotta pick like what we're listening to, what people are harping on, and then think for ourselves. That's really like my point that I'm making with that. Not that the feature is unnecessary or whatever. No, the more options, the better. But why harp on something that you yourself are not going to use? Then why make a big stink of it? You use it, that's great. And if you don't, that's great.
Yeah, but people want something to complain and whine about.
People just need to make videos. That's all it is. That's all it is. People just need to make videos and then just, tick off people like Mimu. That's all it is. Anyways, I ain't got nothing else to say, guys. We pushed the longest episode. This is 2 hours, 2 minutes, and counting. And Jay was talking about he's tapping out, and now he's like revitalized. And I don't know. I ain't got nothing else to say. I ain't trying to like drag this out anymore. Again, I'm gonna leave it to y'all.
Well, he ain't gonna let us talk, Jay.
Nah, he the one that drug it out. Oh, you ain't got nothing else to say, huh? You want to go to this? He did that.
Well, hey, you know what? Y'all started up on a topic, and then it just, you open up Pandora's box. I always got something to say because, I'm plugged in, tuned in. I'm a gamer. I know a bit about everything. I'm not an expert at one thing, but it's all fun. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, it's your money. Do what you want with it. Stop whining and complaining. We all grown here. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight. What you got to say, Jay?
You know what? Me and you going to have a talk about infringing on my words, man. You infringing. That ain't...
Hey, it just means we've been friends long enough that I already know. I'm just using the cue from your playbook. Henyo, it's been great to have you again.
Yeah,
thank you for talking some sense into my life and not letting me go out and spend, $2,500 on a new computer build. I'll talk to you guys about that i9 once I put in the system, because Henyo is like, you're going to put that in your system and you're going to have one of those, moments where the sky's going to open and you're going to hear audible voices and all this other stuff. So I will let you know if that is the case, because he's right. My computer right now is great. Like, I run everything that I play right now, everything that I do. I don't get lag. I don't get stutter. I'm not bottlenecking anything. But if this is going to make it that much better, then I'll definitely report on that and share that with you guys.
I'm definitely down to hear that report. I'm interested.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
MJ, we'll work on getting you a PC running.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I'm over here with some mad scientists. It's going to be a whole bunch of my brain on the plate going here. Just rewire it so I can get it done.
Yeah, it don't take that much. Just get a couple of spare pieces, make sure they're compatible, and throw them all together and plug it in, and you're good.
You say that until you deal with a dummy.
Well, I mean, hey, I went through the dummy process, so I'll save you the heartache and pain, and then we got, Papa Henyo here. He knows what he's doing, so.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna start here calling him Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, he's the guru. I'm just gonna default to him, and hopefully, he ain't one of those meditative states where he's floating and just having a Zen moment, and just I'm just getting silly right now.
I just want to say my party words. It's great conversation. Thank you for having me once again. And it's good to talk gaming.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's good to be alive, guys. I want to say to shut it down. As always, I say be good to one another, do good. And guys, you know what? However you feel at this point, at the time of this recording, September 15th, 2020, about the quote unquote pandemic, you know what, guys? Hang in there, be safe, don't be stupid. Like Jay would say, don't be dumb, don't be stupid, but don't live in fear, okay? Don't believe, I'm going to go with Flavor Flav. Don't believe the hype, okay? Don't believe the hype.
It's actually, it's no longer a pandemic. It's an outbreak, according to the CDC.
Oh my gosh! Wow. So I think that's gonna be another topic for another podcast.
Y'all gonna get me started now. Don't do me like this.
It's not a pandemic any longer, according to the CDC. Man, it's on their website. Go to their website. It's an outbreak.
Brother, I'm glad that my channel's not monetized, and because it's just, I think we're at the point where it's control and fear. That's all it is. That's how I see it. And that don't mean that I'm running around without a mask, sneezing on people, but I'm not living in fear, and I could understand when it first dropped. Yeah, we didn't know what we was dealing with. Now, statistically, just go check it out for yourself, guys. That's all I'm saying. Educate yourself. Don't get trapped in the echo chamber, because there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and what better way to control anyone than fear? That's all I'm gonna say. It ain't nothing new. Make people believe something, follow a narrative, make you stop thinking for yourself. It's fear. So
man, you sound like you just could do a post for EA, man.
I'm leaving you alone. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm out of here. People, do good, be good, and as always, don't do like Jay, bringing the drama. Keep it drama free, all right?
Good night,
all right, people. Later.
Bye.